Hey there, Grumpy Old Fart here. I'm doing an Outlaw Trails, the role-playing game advice video on make your game yours. Before I get into this though, if you enjoy my content, it would really help me out if you could hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, share my content on all of your platforms, and post a comment or two. Remember, I welcome your comments, even if you disagree with me. If you enjoy a good book, check out my author page on Amazon.com. My pen name is H.L. Anderson. You can find all of my books there, including the tabletop role-playing game Outlaw Trails. It is available for sale on Amazon right now. If you have a set of dice like what's on my arm there, you can get the book, and use those dice and play this game literally forever. And it is so much fun. Role-playing in the Old West. Yeah. Hope you get it. Hope you like it. God bless one and all. All right. Make your game yours. I'm doing this video because my very first tabletop role-playing game, Outlaw Trails, has been released for sale on Amazon, and I figured I'd give the people who purchase the game every advantage as a game master. I really want you to enjoy playing Outlaw Trails both as a player and a game master. Please note that much of this advice holds true for any tabletop role-playing game and can be applied thusly. First off, I designed Outlaw Trails for both realism and simplicity. One thing people who are new to tabletop role-playing games have to understand is that these games are meant to mirror reality. What I mean by that is a player character in the game can do anything a real person could do if the game world was real. That being said, no rule booklet, no matter how comprehensive and inclusive it is, can possibly account for every action possible in the game. At some point, a player will want their character to do something that isn't covered in the rulebook. Since I went with a simplistic and minimalistic take when I wrote the rules for Outlaw Trails, this goes even more so in this game. The old standby for every game master since Gygax in this situation is to fake it. Bullshit your way through. The key to this is 1. Make a reasonable judgment call based on the laws of physics and the situation at hand. 2. Be consistent. The rules you decide to use today must be the rule you use tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. So make it a good rule. 3. Keep it simple and easy to remember. Those are the 3 main things. For example, on a cattle drive, something spooks the herd and there's a stampede. Any player character caught in the way will be trampled. The way I handle this in my games is I find the damage one cow does, and it's in the section on animals just before the fictional town of Missouri, New Mexico. It's in the book. And I find about how many cows are in the herd. Give the player characters at least 2 opportunities to avoid being trampled by the stampede. For example, climbing a tree, climbing onto a big boulder, hiding behind a big boulder, etc. Ask the player to make stat rolls, coordination, reflexes, whatever. If they succeed, they avoid the stampede. If they fail, they have been overrun. They have been caught in the stampede. What I do is I roll 1d10 for the percentage of the herd which have run them down. Now keep in mind, a herd of cows running is a big mass. One person is just standing there. Not every cow is going to trample him. Okay, so about 10% of them, roughly, give or take. So what I do is I roll a d10 for the percentage of the herd which have run him down. A herd of 500 cows stampedes. I roll a 3. So 3% of 500, which is 15 cows, actually trample the player characters, or that particular player character. I roll damage for 1 cow and multiply by 15. It's that simple. Now, that seems harsh, but I've ran with less experienced game masters who in that situation would have rolled the damage for 1 cow and multiplied by 500. You see what I'm saying? It's a bit much. Now don't be afraid to change or omit any rule you see fit in the game. Make the game yours. No 2 game masters run any game the same way. If you find a better or easier way to run a situation in a game, feel free to do so. Just remember how you did it so that you can do it that way every time. And you also have to let your players know what you're doing. Because if they're familiar with the rules, you're going to have rules lawyers up your ass forever. Just make sure that they understand what the rule is beforehand, because then you get the whole player versus the rules trump story thing, and I did a couple of videos on that, so go check that out. But the main thing when you're going to make this game yours, the main thing about running any game, consistency, consistency, consistency. The rules have to be fair and they have to be consistent throughout. Okay, that's the main thing. Make the game yours. Again, I couldn't account for everything. There's no set of rules in any game that can. Eventually, you're going to have to make a judgment call. Make the judgment call using the information at hand. Make it realistic and understandable. Make it as simple as possible so everybody can understand it, and be consistent. It's that simple. Make the game yours. You'll have a lot of satisfied players because this is a hell of a great game. Hope this finds everybody well, and if you have any more questions, put it in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. You folks have a good one. God bless one and all.